Travel here is in our heart. In video with Brian Smart. These are the Mayflower moments.
Today we're taking an excursion into the Teide National Park, and before we get up into the wilds and towards 12,000 feet, we're going to take our first toilet and refreshment stop. And you'll have a look around here and see that some people arrive by coach, like us, but quite a lot of people go out in Land Rovers, and you'll see quite a lot of these if you ever come up this way. The peak of the volcano is over 12,000 feet, but we only go up about 6,000 feet to the area that we want to explore. At the level we're at now, you'll see plenty of greenery still, but some of the cloud is already below us. This happens more and more as we take our coach further and further up, away from all the trees, and into the barren land around the volcano.
Looking down at the cost of a film. Like an alien planet.
This is the sort of landscape that you could imagine being on another planet, and as a result of this, a few science fiction films have been made up here, and many other types of film as well. There's a list of these films available in Tenerife, and it no longer includes Planet of the Apes, I notice. When I first came up here in 1987, they made a big thing about Planet of the Apes being filmed here. Now they're not so sure, apparently.
It's a wild rocky scene from a film. Like an alien planet so bare. It's remote, a bit creepy, from volcano completely. Imagine our ancestors there. Tenerife will be back soon.
After exploring the alien-looking landscape, we head up to the north coast and we have lunch at Icod de los Vinos. There's an interesting tree there, but we didn't have time to go and look at it because we moved on to Garachico. Garachico was founded at the end of the 15th century. It was a key trading port for some years between Europe and the Spanish colonies, but it was destroyed in 1706 by a volcanic eruption. There wasn't much left of it, but you can now walk through its peaceful squares, and there's a famous natural monument, the Rock of Garachico, which you can see just off the coast.
Looking down at the cost of a film. Like an alien planet so bare. It's remote, a bit creepy, from volcano completely. Imagine our ancestors there.
We turn away from the north coast now and head towards the west and Masca. Masca was in the news a lot in 2024 because of a boy going missing there, with a tragic ending to that story. And I've been going to Masca a few times over the years. I've driven up these roads in a car, and I wouldn't have liked to have been the coach driver, having to do, was it 5 or 10 point turns to get round the very tight S-bends through some very difficult terrain.
We'll be back soon.
These two girls travelled with us on our coach, and they seemed so quiet up until this point. It's nearly 20 years since I've been up here, but not a lot has changed. I think there's one new building. And so we get back on the coach and take the fairly long journey back to our resort. Getting to sit and look out at La Gomera again has been one of the highlights of our visit. It's not been this visible in any of our previous holidays, so that was quite an eye-opener. So we didn't get to various places to show you, like the Harbour Club. We didn't get to talk about the really attractive Canarian wood, the timber that's used on the buildings and houses here, but that'll all do another time. We haven't mentioned yet that in the last few days we were on the island, the wind was getting up until by the day we were leaving and going down to the airport on the coach, it was pretty severe, and there were bits of palm tree flying around and other debris, and there were partial road closures on our route down to the airport because stone walls had been knocked down by the winds and they were all over the road. I've got a few extra bits to show you before we go, including La Gomera in the mist, just to prove this does happen. And also I'm going to tell you, by going off at a tangent here on a completely different subject, something took me by surprise when we were shopping in Lidl, which was right by our hotel, and we were using the lift to get from the car park level up to the store because those stairs didn't always appeal to us. And in the lift, there was me.
Going up.
This is going back about 30 or 40 years when I used to do voices for commercials, I used to do radio presentation, and I used to do voices in lifts. And over the years since then, I've come across my own voice, which has always quite startled me, in things like a travel lodge in Leeds, a shopping centre at Cheshire Oaks, and a couple of years ago in Llangollen, and the Grand Hotel lift had my voice in it too.
Doors closing. Going down.
Now, I recorded the voices for this lift company in bits, individual words, which they then put together in a digital fashion. What I'm going to do is, I've asked the AI to sing me a little song about lift voices. I know this has nothing to do with Tenerife, but I'm going to play you bits of the lift tape as well, of the voices that I was doing at the time.
Floor, floor.
Lift's going up. Lift's going down.
Basement, sub-basement.
Hear my voice calling. Listen to the sound.
First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th.
Doors that are closing. Doors open wide. Where the lift takes you, you must decide.
72nd, 73rd, 74th, 75th, 76th, 77th, 78th, 79th. Do not panic. Press alarm button for 5 seconds to activate in-lift automatic telephone. Please leave the building by the nearest available exit. Do not panic.
Just press the button to make the lift start, and listen to instructions
Stand clear of the doors.
from Brian Smart.
Looking down at the 1,000 feet, looking down at the clouds beneath, looking up to 12,000 feet, where the volcano reaches its peak. It's a wild, rocky scene from a film, like an alien planet so bare. It's remote, a bit creepy, from volcano completely. Imagine our ancestors there, holiday in Tenerife. Try to reach the mountain peak, holiday in Tenerife. Maybe reach the ocean's deep, get it all in Tenerife. Feel the sun in Tenerife. goodbye to Tenerife. Tenerife will be back soon.